guys, I'm Chris Bach, and a very warm welcome to Friday Fretworks. This week on location in sunny Los Angeles with none other than Mr. Adrian Thorpe of ThorpyFX. Now the reason we're both sat here on the veranda with the setting sun behind us is unfortunately no candlelit romantic dinner, but here to tell you, sorry mate, let you down, tell you about two incredibly new exciting pedals that you've got coming out as of NAMM, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Awesome. So a couple of clips you're going to see with this video are going to be intercut from Thorpy's studio. But yeah, let's start at the start, I guess. So the first pedal you're hearing is none other than...
The Field Marshal.
Field Marshal. Now what's the kind of inspiration behind this pedal?
So the Field Marshal is inspired by a very old boutique pedal, well, 20 years old. So, one of the original... OGs.
Of the OGs, yeah.
We're talking about that today.
Yeah.
One of the OGs of the pedal scene, Love Tone Big Cheese, cool. Which is a fuzz with gated option inside it.
Awesome. It was. It's funny actually that the only example of the Big Cheese that I'd actually seen out in the wild turns out was the actual one that you bought, I guess, to use as a kind of reference point for the sort of...
Yeah, I mean, I collect pedals anyway, and I saw it. It was
Didn't need much encouragement.
Not really. I seem to have this habit of going on a sort of away date with my wife and buying it as part of my anniversary gift for myself.
Speaking of gifts, they are fairly pricey, which I guess is part of the sort of inspiration behind this new run of pedals, is making something which up until this point has been largely unaffordable to the masses, I would say. You're looking at north of £500-600, maybe even in excess of £1,000, I guess, in some particularly good examples. So yeah, it's cool to have something that I guess up until this point has been fairly unobtainium for the most part. But yeah, let's have the lowdown on the Field Marshals. So fuzz pedal, I guess, first and foremost.
Yeah, fuzz pedal. I mean, what we tried to do was take the DNA of the Big Cheese, and rather than just clone it and release it to the market again, what we wanted to do is take that original concept and then enhance it and improve it for now. Okay. So they're smaller, they're lighter.
Yeah, the originals are fairly sizable.
Yeah, they're cheaper, even compared to the price of when the Big Cheese was released.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's 20 years that has passed, and it's still cheaper than
that.
Yeah. It's louder, it's more flexible, and in short, it's basically better for modern guitarists.
Yeah, I guess that's the kind of the thing you have to acknowledge with old or boutique, should we say, pedals, is that, as much as they may have spawned a whole new generation of pedals in one respect, they are boutique and they are old, and there's certain things which, let's stay away from the word improvement, but just sort of modernise it, I guess, and bring it forward into the 21st century. I mean, the first thing to notice, it is massive. The original one, the Big Cheese, is rather big, which in this sort of real estate pedal-driven thing isn't necessarily all that practical. So
no, you want as many pedals on your board as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most people do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my life's ambition.
Yeah.
So in regards to the controls of the pedal, we've obviously got the three-way toggle switch.
Yeah. So that switches at the top. You get the gated setting,
so that's the first setting you're hearing on the video with the Field Marshal. Sorry.
So then it's in the middle. It's slight mid hump, cool. And then at the bottom, really high mid hump. And then what we've done is on the right hand foot switch is a tone bypass. Now, all of those four settings were on a switch, a toggle switch, and you could choose one of them.
Yeah.
Originally,
that was pretty much it.
That was it. So what you can do with the Field Marshal is you can select the gated setting and then select the foot switch to toggle between two settings, which is great.
So I guess the way we set that up in the video was almost as a kind of solo boost, I guess. So hence the kind of discernible volume jump when that's kicked in. But it's funny, the kind of gated thing, I haven't really got a gated fuzz. Hint, hint.
No dramas.
But that was the one thing, prior to shooting the video, doing a little bit of research into the old Big Cheese, that was the one kind of thing that I was not nervous about so much, but just intrigued, I guess, to see how that fitted into my playing and whether I was going to, I guess just a nervousness in regard to whether I was going to be able to get the best out of it. But it's very musical. It's I guess it goes very gated. It does turn into a game boy if you want it to.
But it's glitchy. It's designed to be glitchy. The original was designed to be very glitchy. You can get all of that, but like you say, it's musical.
Yeah.
And so you can dial that back a little bit, and ultimately you can make it work for you.
Absolutely. Well, let's stop waffling on about it anyway. Let's actually have a listen to it. So next up in the range, which you sort of hinted at the other day, might not necessarily be the last.
Oh, it's definitely not the last.
Awesome, that's
No
exciting.
hint, just straight up.
Straight up. Yeah, let's settle on hinting. So next up in the range, at least for the time being, we have the bunker. So give me the kind of lowdown on that.
Okay, yeah, so the bunker is essentially looking at the old Love Tone Brown source as its inspiration, and then just taking it to the next level.
Cool.
One of the great things about the Brown source was that it had this really thick, controllable overdrive sound.
What was the phrase you used the other day which confused me?
Intermodulation distortion.
I didn't galactic in my head, and I knew that wasn't right.
Space distortion.
Yeah, space distortion. I forgot
Intermodulation
Intermodulation distortion. So what's that for? Explain it to an idiot like me.
Essentially, it's sort of some of the drive signals fed back into the final stage of the op amp, and it clips the already clipped.
Oh, awesome!
Signal.
So I guess what you get kind of more harmonically rich stuff. I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And I know where I'm on about.
It can get quite uncontrollable if you wanted it to. So, but what we've done is we've got a control on there, texture control, which you can control that aspect.
Okay,
of it.
cool.
So if you crank it all the way over to the right and just back it off a touch, that's very much old Brown source.
Right. Okay.
And then we've added more and more and more, and you can just get crazy. It's
awesome.
Great.
It's the way what this reminded me of. I guess it's kind of Marshall-esque, I guess, in a way, but more. I guess what you're akin to hearing old Marshall on old records. That kind of slightly edgy, slightly kind of just gritty, kind of cool overdrive. It's not. At least in the way I set it up in the video anyway, it's not massively gainy, but just enough to kind of really be able to dig in and get some really kind of cool sort of slightly gainy classic rock stuff. It's that I really loved the bunker. That was kind of particular standout for me. It was just jamming out on that. Yeah. But so again, kind of similarly designed, I guess, to the Field Marshal in that you've got the toggle.
Yeah, I mean the toggles, it works slightly different to the Field Marshal. In the Field Marshal, the toggle it's really obvious.
Yeah.
Now on the bunker, when you move it towards the sort of Brown source settings, you can hear the difference, and it's a different EQ ever slightly.
Okay.
More bass, less bass, thicker. But when you crank up the texture control and the gain, that tone switch is less. It has less of an effect.
Right. Okay.
Just because you've got more gain in it,
Yeah.
and it's sort of the drive signal is sort of not overwhelming it, but.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
And then you've also got tone bypass again on the on the right foot switch. So
awesome.
Again, more flexible, easier to use. You can control things from your feet.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 sound settings that you can get from the one pedal.
Awesome. Again, enough waffling. Let's actually have a listen to it. So lastly, I guess the question is the burning question: why these? Why now? Why? Why, Adrian?
Well,
why?
I've been working with Dan Coggins for quite a long time, actually. We really enjoy working together.
Dan obviously being the
he's the
OG.
original, the original gangster, the original designer for Love Tone.
Yeah.
So he's what you would class as a mad scientist. I think
Right,
you know what he doesn't know about guitar effects.
Not worth knowing.
Not worth knowing, I guess. A lot of fun to work with. And we've been doing more and more work with him over the last few years, and you know, essentially we came to the conclusion that look, we can improve these and make them available again.
Yeah.
But in a manner where the original designer benefits.
Yeah.
But he gets to look at his old recipes.
Yeah.
Change what he thinks needs to be changed. You know, 20 years is a long time, and the effects market's moved on.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do was keep the original DNA in those pedals. You can get those sounds, but we wanted to make them available and better.
I guess they were kind of one of the original boutique brands, I guess, in a lot of ways. Left Tone was sort of really at the forefront in terms of just that whole idea of boutique pedals, you know, something outside of Boss or Ibanez or...
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, you look at the artist roster for those pedals back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They've passed the hands of a lot of guys, haven't they?
Every big band from that period, from Metallica, Radiohead, you just name it, and in a very spread out genre range, all use those pedals.
Yeah.
And what's cool is being able to take what has essentially become a collectible pedal and just everyone can get them now.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what we're going to do. You can buy these.
Absolutely. And on that note, it's probably a good place to bid you adieu. As ever, thank you very much for watching from sunny Los Angeles. The sun rapidly setting down behind the mountain. Myself, Chris Buck, and Adrian Thorpe. See you next week for another video. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. See you soon.